Hello, welcome to Gentle Chair Yoga. This is the second class in a series focusing on the chakras, and this is the chair yoga version of the full 1 hour all levels yoga class that I've already done. So welcome. Today we are doing the second chakra, Svadhisthana, which means, translated loosely, one's own place. This chakra is located right at the sacrum, just slightly above the first chakra, which we looked at last week, Muladhara, located at the tailbone. So the sacrum is right at the core of the pelvis, kind of at the small of your back. And it is at the spot where the spine begins to become fluid. The vertebrae have movement. The vertebrae located below the sacrum, the coccyx, they are fused together and move as one. So think about that quality of fluidity. And the Svadhisthana is connected to the water element. And when you think of water, you think of how adaptable it is. When it comes up to a rock, it doesn't just push its way through. It goes around. It goes with the flow. And that's the theme for this class. Going with the flow and working with, when you think of water, it has all the states of matter. It has full polarity. So we're also playing with the polarities of masculine and feminine energy. The dynamics of movement connected to masculine energy, and the stillness and sensations connected with feminine energy. So with all of that in mind, sit comfortably, hands on your thighs, and just rest on the back of your hands. Let your hands feel heavy on your thighs. Really sit back into the chair. Lean all the way back. Feel grounded. Connect to your first chakra, Muladhara. Feel steady and stable. Take a breath and sink in. Now just bring your mental awareness upwards to the core of the pelvis, the area in your body, just connecting to the sensations there, physical sensations at the core of the pelvis. And breathe into the belly. Feel the movement of the whole abdomen with the inhale and exhale. Connecting to feminine energy first, being aware of physical sensations in your body. Now connecting to the masculine energy and noticing what emotions or feelings that might be bubbling up. Are you skeptical? Are you all in? Are you distracted? That means the masculine energy is very much at the forefront today, and you need to balance masculine and feminine. Bring those two polarities together with your breath. Let your breath weave together body and mind. Now release your hands. And as you inhale, sweep your arms up. Bring your hands together, and then just let the palms touch and sweep the arms out and down. Do that for 3 more breaths. Bring the palms together, and then sweeping around and down. So one of the purposes of a yoga practice for the second chakra, Svadhisthana, is movement, working all of the joints, which we do regularly in this class anyway. Take 1 more breath. Fluidity, dynamic movement, of course, and stillness, the comparison of the two. All right, so let's start by wiggling the fingers, really get into all the knuckles and the joints. Now spread your fingers wide and then gentle fists. Now do the same thing with the toes. Spread the toes, really wiggle into all the knuckles and joints in the feet and the toes. From your toes to your heels, even working a little more into the ankles. Now spread your toes wide and then curl them tight. Do that a few times. Let your feet rest flat on the floor. Now rotating through the shoulders. Get your elbows into the game as well. Change direction. Rest your hands once again on your thighs, sitting tall, feeling your shoulder blades connected to the support of the back of the chair. Drop your chin down towards your chest. Just slowly, feeling a slow, steady stretch. Now take a moment here, not just to feel the physical sensations, but to notice what your mind is telling you. What thoughts are popping into your head here? Are you thinking, oh my gosh, my neck is so tight? Or are you thinking, I'm just going to let things be, see where things go today? Now lift chin away from the chest and just gently turn your head to look to the right. Anchor the left shoulder against the back of the chair. Now tuck your chin down towards your right shoulder, just gently. Taking a moment here, every time we come into a pose, into a position, to really feel and settle in to the pose and the sensation. And lift up, chin lifts away from the shoulder, bring your head back to center. Pause, take a breath. Now on the exhalation, turn to look to the left this time. Anchor the right shoulder against the back of the chair. And then slowly drop the chin down towards your left shoulder. Lift the chin away from the shoulder and head comes back to center. All right, let's come to standing. Turn the front of the chair, the seat of the chair, towards you. Just take a moment here, bring your feet wide, and just take a moment to just alternate lifting your heels. Feel free to reach for the chair for balance and support if you need to. Just feel your weight shifting, kind of exploring all the sensations in your body. And keep your mind centered as well. Don't let your head tell you that this is something you can't do, because you can. Lift your heel as high as you can, really work into the balls of the toes. Let's finish off, one last one. Bring the feet together, hip distance apart. As you inhale, sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, just rotate the arms backwards. Really try to open up through the rib cage, through the fronts of the shoulders. Again, big circles up and out. 2 more. We'll take a breath in and sweep the arms up. This time with the breath out, bring your hands down to the seat of the chair for support. Walk your feet back. So coming into a downward dog position, we've done this many times, but bring your feet wide. So hands on the chair, on the seat of the chair for support. And push back. Lean your hips a little behind your heels. So you feel a heavy weight in your heels, your toes, fronts of the feet feel a little bit lighter. Feeling this long stretch on the sides of the body, from your hips to your armpits, and from your armpits to the tips of your fingers. Kind of stretching all through the back of your arms and down the whole sides of your body. If this is too intense a stretch for the backs of your legs, just put a little softness in your knees and minimize the intensity there. Take a couple of breaths here. So once you've moved into the pose, settle into the stillness now. And even though you're holding the pose, there's still movement with your breath. You can feel the stretch, the muscle fibers releasing. It's all good. Try to find the spot in the pose where you feel satisfied, the contentment there. Yeah, I can hold this for a couple of breaths. It feels good. Because that's what Svadhisthana is all about, feeling good, contentment. Now slowly shift your weight forward, use the support of the chair as you walk your feet towards the chair. Feet wide once again. A little softness in the back of the knees. Now bow towards the chair. Really come as low as you can towards the chair. If it's available to you, bring your forehead all the way down onto the chair. You can stack your hands and rest your forehead on your hands. Think about creating some length through the spine rather than rounding through the shoulders. Keep the vertebrae in alignment to keep the energy flowing. No blockages, no kinks, long lines. Graceful, fluid. Now press up. Bring your feet back together, hip distance apart. Shift your weight out of your hands and inhale, sweep up. Stand tall and exhale, release. All right, now working the arms in the opposite direction. So this time, rotate the palms outwards so the palms are open and forwards. Take a breath in, sweep out and up, really open up, bring your gaze upwards to help you open up through the shoulders and the sternum. And then exhale, just cross your arms in front. Notice which arm is on top. Again, inhale, sweeping out as far as you can, little curve through the upper back. Let your wrists cross overhead, opposite wrist on the top this time as the hands float down. Let's do 2 more breaths, going back to that first crossing of the wrists. Try not to hold your breath. Keep the breath flowing. Remember, you want to be fluid, like water. And pause. Standing tall in mountain pose. Now step your right foot back. Push all the way onto your right heel and shift your weight back. So we want to lengthen through the back of the legs here. Bring your hands to your hips. Both legs, little softness in the back of the knees, but long legs. Minimize the bend there in the back of the knees. Take a breath. And as you exhale, just push into your right heel and hinge forward, hinging at the hip. Keep your eyes on the top of the back of the chair to keep the spine long. We want long lines through the backs of the legs and long line through the spine, the crown of the head. So it's not about how deep your forward fold is here. It's about keeping the lines long. The moment the shoulders start to collapse or your chin drops towards your chest, you've gone far enough. So really pay attention to the sensations in your body. And once you find the spot where you're as far as you can go, rest there. But it's not really rest. Let's see, better word. Stay there. That's a better word. Work with your breath. Acknowledge the sensations, physical sensations, and be aware of your feelings and thoughts. Find the spot where everything is working and you can breathe. Now lift up. Bring your gaze straight ahead now. Focus on something just to hold you steady. Bend your left knee. Now come up onto the ball of your right big toe and hop your right foot back just a little bit. Keep the left knee bent, and now some softness in the right knee. Shoulder over top of hips here, so you still got the long line in the upper body, and think of sinking in, just until you feel a stretch into the front of the right hip. Opening up through the hips, big joints here, really important for the flow of energy. Knees open, hips open, very important for those lower chakras. Breathe. This is where you might begin to feel a little bit of a shake, feeling the vibration of the orange color. Feel the warmth, the heat that comes to the muscles in the legs here, holding this semi-squat. Now push up. Lean your weight forward and step forward. Left foot steps back. Step back onto your left foot, push all the way down onto your heel. Minimize the bend in the back of both knees, so you want long legs here. Crown of the head is reaching up. You feel long through the upper body. Now hinge forward. Hinging at the hip, bringing your gaze to the top of the back of the chair to keep the upper body long. You want to be aware of the physical sensation of your chin beginning to drop, the shoulders beginning to round. That's when you know you've gone far enough into the pose. And you bring your breath into the belly and use your breath once again to weave together body and mind. You find the spot in the pose where you feel, I can hold this, I can breathe, this is good. I can feel the balance of stretching and working, but at the same time, the ease of breath. One more breath. Now lift up, stacking shoulders over top of hips. Bend the right knee. Come up onto the ball of the left big toe. Hop the left foot a little farther back, not too far. Still want you to feel steady and stable. Keeping shoulders over top of your hips. Drop, bend the left knee and sink into this pose here. Coming far enough down, aware of the sensation in the front of your left thigh, left hip. Feeling the stretch there. Don't be alarmed at the shake. It's quite normal. It's just your muscle fibers figuring out how to respond. How do we harness the energy to hold the pose and connect to the breath, weaving body and mind together? Take one more breath here. You can feel the heat, the warmth. Then press up. Shift your weight forward and step forward. And release. Bring your feet wide. As wide as the mat, no wider than that. Maybe as wide as the chair, the legs of your chair. A little bend in the back of your knees. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, bend your knees, bow forward, plant your hands on the seat of the chair. Now open up through the back of the knees, really lengthen through the back of the legs here, and bow towards the chair. Focus on keeping the shoulders broad and the spine long. feel the equal distribution of weight on the soles of your feet. So careful not to push your hips past your heels so that all your weight is resting in your heels. You want to feel like your hips are stacked over top of your ankles. So you've got this long line in your legs and long line in the spine. You feel grounded and steady. There's some weight in your hands, but not all the weight is in your hands. Same with the feet. You can feel some weight in your feet, but not all of your weight in your feet. Press up just slightly. Use the full length of your arms now. Bring your right hand to the center of the seat, left hand to your hip. A little softness in the back of your knees. Take a breath. And as you exhale, just turn to look to the left. Look to the wall at the left first. Now, left hand, place it on the back of your hip. So the palm of your hand is resting on the back of your hip. Take a breath. And as you exhale, push into the chair with your right hand and just gently pull the left shoulder open. Slight rotation through the rib cage here, just a tiny one, still looking to the left, to the wall at the left, not up to the ceiling, but just to the wall. Now focus here on drawing the breath into the belly. So this is not easy to do here in this position. It'll be a challenge. You may need to drop your eyes or release some of the twist. Find your breath. Find the modification in the pose that connects you to your breath. That is the most important thing. Feel your breath deepen. Once you connect to it, you want more. With your next breath out, just release the twist. Bring your left hand back to the seat of the chair. Shoulders square to the chair. Let's set up for the twist to the right now. Left hand comes to the center of the seat. Right hand to your hip. Pause, take a breath, and as you exhale, just turn to look to the right. Feel the beginning of the twist already. Now adjust the placement of your right hand by placing the palm of your hand on the back of your hip. So your fingers are pointing down towards your right heel. Another breath, and as you exhale, push into the chair with the left hand. Pull the right shoulder back. So you bring your gaze a little more to the right, the wall at the right, not to the ceiling. The goal here is to look to the center of the wall, nothing more than that. Now reconnect to your breath. Draw the breath into the belly, the core of the pelvis. Svadhisthana, the second chakra, the sacrum. Once you find your breath, make it as deep as you can, as big as you can. Acknowledge the work that it requires to hold the twist and breathe. You can do it. As you exhale, release the twist, bringing yourself all the way back to the seat of the chair. With your next breath out, take a deep forward fold now. You can stack hand on top of hand and rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Take 2 breaths here. And press up. Plant your hands on the seat of the chair. Now walk the feet back to the downward dog position. A little farther back this time. Feel longer now. Try and feel in your body a straight line from your hips to your fingertips. Upper arms in line with your ears. Now press up. At the same time, walk your feet towards the chair. Shift your weight out of your hands and sweep up. All the way up, standing tall. All right, let's come back to sitting. So I'm going to sit sideways to you today so you can see. I'm just going to shift the chair a little more towards the center here. All right, let's bring the feet wide. Sitting at the front of the seat of the chair. Sitting tall. Now I want you to work through the belly button, just below the belly button here, a little bit with the breath. So we're going to create some curve in the lower back by bringing the eyes upwards and then exhaling back to the tall position as the belly button pulls in towards the spine. So hands on your knees for support, and as you inhale, lift your eyes, look up at the corner in front of you, really let go through the belly, relax the belly. Now as you exhale, draw the belly in, bring your gaze straight ahead once again, and feel a long straight line of the spine. The curve from the lower back is completely gone, and you can feel your belly button hugging in. You can feel how the pelvic floor and the lower abdominals are working to pull the belly button in towards the spine. So inhale, relax the belly, let the lower back sway as you look up to the corner in front of you. Exhale, bring your gaze straight ahead as the belly button pulls in, pelvic floor activates, lower abdominal strong. Inhale, release. Oh, feels good to release. Exhale, draw in, up and in. Belly button all the way to the spine if you can. That's an exaggeration, but that's what it feels like. 2 more breaths. Remember not to drop your gaze, simply bring your gaze straight ahead. So you're going from the corner in front to straight ahead. Inhale, releasing fully and completely, letting all those belly muscles let go, bringing the gaze upwards with the inhale. Exhale, belly button pulls in, pelvic floor engages, eyes look straight ahead. Now soften. Letting go of the attention of the activity. Resting, taking a breath. Keeping the feet wide, activate now, ground down with the soles of the feet. Let's work the core a little bit more. Inhale, sweeping up, and as you exhale, sweep forward, stay long, let the hands sweep. Inhale, sweeping up. Staying tall, exhaling, sweeping down. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, sweeping down. One more time, one more complete breath. Lifting up, looking straight ahead, pausing, taking a full breath right here. Breath in, and as you exhale, relax the arms. Lean all the way back into the chair. Take a moment. Let's get ready for final relaxation here. Sitting all the way back in your chair. Hands resting on your thighs, but this time turn the palms up and connect together your baby finger, the tip of your baby finger, and your thumb. Just rest your hands on your thighs. Relax your shoulders. And close your eyes. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, bring your gaze downward. So the hands here are making a mudra, and this is the water mudra. With your next exhalation, sink into the support of the chair and just feel how your body kind of drips into and over the seat of the chair, the back of the chair. Feel how the weight of your arms is dripping from your shoulders. Notice how the soles of your feet feel like puddles on the floor. Feel your breath wash over you like a wave. Feel your breath rippling through you, reaching every nook and cranny to revitalize you, bringing with it the life force. Now relax the hands, let go of the water mudra, and just feel it all wash away. Left with a warm feeling. If your eyes are not closed, I encourage you now to close your eyes just for a few breaths. And just notice the color on the back of your eyelids. Try to bring orange to your mind's eye, the color most associated with Svadhisthana. The warm glow of orange. The warmth from active masculine energy, engaging the muscles and through dynamic movement, dynamic yoga practice. But also feel how comfortable orange is, how contented you feel, how at home you feel. Release your hands. As you inhale, sweep your arms up. Bring your hands together overhead, and as you exhale, let your hands float down. Really bend at the wrists here. Push into the palms of the hands until you feel the stretch. Now drop the wrists down. Really feeling a deep bend in the wrists. Now inhale, let the hands float up. Reach as high as you can, keeping the palms of the hands together, and exhale, let the hands drop down. Deep bend in the wrists. One more time. Inhaling, letting the hands float up, keeping the palms of the hands pressing together, fingertips together. Long arms, minimize the bend in the elbows. And exhale. Hands pausing right in front of heart center now. Now rotate the hands so your fingers are pointing outwards, and spread your fingers wide. Take a moment here to be grateful and content. Now with the fingers pointing outward, we're just going to send out some energy with our metta meditation of loving kindness. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be loved. And may all beings be at peace. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.